Connor.
Would you say that if you were to close your eyes and see the perfect UFC event, is this the perfect example of the UFC event?
The perfect UFC event was the other night in Atlantic City. I mean, it was phenomenal from top to bottom. This is just right up there. It was just as good. It was a great event. I mean, the crowd here is like nothing anybody's ever seen before. I mean, I've been doing this for 13 years. I've never seen anything like it. The fighters have never seen anything like it. The media guys who cover UFC fights all the time have never seen anything like it. It's so crazy here. It's just such a different level. And there's, I mean, the first time I was in Manchester, I was blown away. The Manchester crowd, Brazil, Sweden, places in the United States we've done that have just been amazing. This is just so crazy what another level this is. And you keep thinking, I had somebody tweet me tonight when I put out the decibels early during the Neil's fight, and they were like, yeah, but Seattle has 135 decibels. And I said, yeah, and Seattle has 60,000 more people. Ireland wins.
How do you compare it, Dana, to like something like Toronto when you did 55,000, and this is only
This was louder. Louder. It's crazy, man. It's amazing. It's fun. It's fun. You know, me, you, and anybody watching that are fight fans to be a part of something like this. On TV, people were going crazy. Being here live is just a whole nother. It's crazy.
Do you have any idea how it did on TV here?
No. It just aired. We won't know till. You know, did very well on Fight Pass.
But you pinpointed Vegas. Why Vegas?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying, probably fight in Vegas. I was saying to Lorenzo, what should we do with him? He said, let's bring him to Vegas. I said, okay. Bring him to Vegas.
Connor's talked many times about he wants to be a two-division champion in the UFC. Do you like a fight between him and Norman Park at lightweight?
I like him to relax. I like he's ambitious. He just needs to relax a little bit. I love the way he is. I love the things he says. I'm telling you, he reminds me of Ronda Rousey. Him and his visions remind me of Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey has a million visions too. And, she had a vision of her and I meeting and me bringing women to the UFC. She had a vision of, it's crazy when she talks about all the things that she had visions of. And then I listen to him talk now and it's hilarious.
So Dana, how do you keep that in check? I mean, with Gunnar, you said, I don't want to rush the guy. Obviously this was a hell of a situation for Conor to be in right here. So how do you
the thing for Conor is,
or do you think he's special?
Conor fought a guy tonight who was the best shape I've ever seen him in. Mentally, he was there. His dressing room was right next to mine. I kept popping into his dressing room, and I said, you hear that crowd? He goes, I love it. This place is awesome, So it's not like he was sitting in there freaked out by the crowd, feeling like he was on. That kid was on tonight. He came here to win. And he's a tough guy. When he's mentally, and physically there, he's a hard guy to beat, and Conor made it look easy. So now you got to look at this and go, wow, he beat a real guy tonight, and, where do we go next? But we got to get back, talk to Joe, and sit down and hammer through this thing. Figure out what you do for him next, for a kid like Gunnar Nelson next.
Sean, actually.
Sean and Joe.
One of the positive things people were saying on Twitter that I read, watching it Fight Pass, was the pace. There's no lag, there's not too many big breaks in between the fights.
Well, what, with those two?
No, with the whole card.
Oh, on Fight Pass.
Yeah, exactly, the pace and not having too many ad breaks and things like that.
Well, that's the difference between being on, on television. But we still have to, like tonight when the prelims, we still have to go on at the time that we go on, and because we're on live television here and in a lot of other places. So, but yeah, Fight Pass just rolls. The pace is great.
It seems to help the momentum of the crowd and the audience.
Without a doubt. Listen, people who've come to the UFC for the first time and it's a big pay-per-view, it's a different feeling than when you go to a Fox fight. Commercial breaks and all the things that you have to do. Just two completely different shows.
Even though this is a small building, is this a potential site for an annual event, or is that too frequent, you think? I know you're saying it's not going to take 5 years, but could Dublin eventually be an annual stop?
It's tough to come to a place that's so good and not have the right size. You got to have the right size arena. So we got to figure that out.
Dana, sorry. Since UFC 37, when you did the Brawl in Albert Hall, the UFC, every time they come here, UK MMA and Europe MMA gets a huge jump. How much further can you guys go in Europe? Is there, and maybe
I'm
the wrong guy
you guys,
to ask,
man, it's like, and where are you from?
I'm from the UK, but Canada.
Canada?
Yeah.
So I sit in the United States and I read these stupid fucking articles that people write about where the UFC is and, losing momentum, jump the shark, and all this stupid fucking shit. And it's, this thing is, it's so crazy. I'm telling you what these guys have done in Europe and what's going on in the Middle East right now. And you know, I made that remark yesterday about India to somebody in here, and Marshall hit me and said, you know, we're doing over 3 million viewers in India, and this is how the things start. And they start to, there's not enough time in the day to figure all this stuff out. There's not enough time in the day to do all the things that need to be done. And even when Fight Pass started, you know, all the, again, these fucking guys that write about business that know nothing about business, you know, Fight Pass tonight was off the fucking charts.
Is there ever a risk that the UFC will plateau, or is the plan just?
It's going to be a
keep
long
moving
time
forward?
before this thing plateau. Plateau isn't anywhere near, shouldn't even be a word used when you're talking about MMA. It's like, no, it's crazy. If when we sit down in a room and you start talking about the possibilities and what can be done, it's just not enough time in the day to get everything done. And it's just, it's, you know, this is a full-time job, man. It's crazy, and the potential is ridiculous.
Hey, do you have a percentage of how many new subscribers based on how many you had going into this, how much you grew?
I do, a lot.
I know you don't give a number, but can you say it grew like by 50% or by 25%?
I don't have that right now off the top of my head, but yeah, I'll give you that number.
Dana, do you,
Tonight was a big night for Fight Pass. The most watched prelims ever on Fight Pass, and the biggest number we've ever done.
As the week went on? Like from the weigh-ins to, do you know if it...
Yeah, there was a big pop today. Today there was a big pop in Fight Pass.
Dana, do you like Brad Pickett at flyweight, or what would you do with him now?
I like Brad Pickett tonight. I mean, Brad Pickett is an exciting fighter. You know, I don't want to act like I'm his coach or anything like that, but the thing, Brad Pickett in a fight against a guy like Ian McCall, you know, he's loading up, trying to knock him out every time. And McCall is a fast guy that moves, you know, and you know he doesn't have a style that's a big fan favorite. You know, he fights those type of fights where he'll come in and hit you with some big shots and run, shoot on you and do things like that. Pickett was trying to knock him out all night. Brad Pickett would have sit back, used his jab. Oops, I'm sorry, ma'am. Just hit a lady with a jab. If he would have used his jab and set up his punches and threw punches and combinations, he could have had the fight would have looked completely different. He just went in there tonight trying to take Ian McCall's head off. Brad Pickett is a fun fighter because every fight Brad Pickett's in, he's usually in the pocket throwing bombs with somebody, and you know he ends up catching them and knocking them out. But tonight, I just think he fought the wrong fight.
So who do you think is next for him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't make fights after the fights. I don't know
What about
Did you
Tyrone?
get a chance to meet Nate the Great Kelly this week?
Nate the Great Kelly. I don't think I did.
He's a 9-year-old kid.
Oh, I met him. Yeah, I did meet him. Okay. Yeah, the little kid with the Irish flag wrapped around him.
Yeah, he rolled with Conor and...
Yeah. No, I met him. Cute kid.
He's got visions of becoming the youngest ever UFC champion.
I love it. See, it's things like this. Tonight we were on Channel 3, you know, to the whole country. The bar that we were at last night, anybody that came to the bar? 8,000 people were in that bar tonight watching this fight, and tons of places held the fight. You know, it's nights like tonight where, you know, you have all these little kids now with guys like Catal and Conor McGregor, and all these kids want to be like them, and this is where it all starts, guys. This is how it's done. Huh?
What was your overall bill for UFC pint pass?
It was 7,000 euros.
Same again tonight.
Money well spent.
Tyrone Spong, what's the chances of bringing him in?
Yeah, I know. He was all over me tonight. I don't know.
Are you familiar with him?
No. Of course. You guys got any real questions now? Or I'm going to get out of here.
What did the decibel level peak at, and where in the...
What's that?
What did the decibel level peak at? I know you said 111, but where...
That was it.
Where in the event?
After he won.
After Conor?
Yeah.
And finally, we're talking about the stadium show. Would maybe Belfast be a situation for, let's do the show in Belfast, the Odyssey Arena, 12,000, while we get ready for the stadium show?
There are a lot of places here I think we could do. We just got to figure this thing out. Again, your weather scares me. It's not like we can do an outside stadium, you know, and say maybe it won't rain in Ireland today. I don't think I want to bet on that. I don't know. We got to figure it out.
Did this exceed your expectations?
Huh? It did. It did. I had real big expectations coming here, and it definitely exceeded it. Some of you guys glad you paid your own way over here this time. I mean, wasn't this a fun experience? The people here are fantastic. The country is great, and it's a real cool place to have an event. And again, I don't know. You guys have been to almost as many events as I have. I mean, have you ever seen anything like it?
No.
It's fucking insane. It's such a great experience to come here. Like I said, the event itself has become an event. You know.
Dana, do you think Lear Latifi could be a potential headline?
Yeah, that kid's awesome, man. He's super talented. He's exciting to watch, and yeah, I like him.
Jimmy
I
Mano.
know you don't want to play matchmaker right now, but Jimmy Mano has been sitting on the sideline and helped you. Do you think that's a potential matchup?
No, we have a fight in mind for him already. Yeah.
For Jimmy.
Any other questions?
You know Connor's walkout?
Huh?
Was Connor's walkout slightly longer? I timed it at 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, because I started playing with it. It was longer than that.
Right.
And I started playing with it. We cut it down shorter, and I was like, no, that's too short. It was too long. Now it's too short. And we played it. First of all, I'll admit I'm a huge Sinead O'Connor fan. Huge. I skipped my my 10-year high school reunion to go to Sinead O'Connor. So I'm a sucker for Sinead, and I made it longer. Have a good night, you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.